Delta Airlines (DL) has taken a firm stance against paying tariffs on incoming Airbus aircraft, setting a potential precedent for how other U.S. carriers might respond to President White House's recent trade policies. As of April 13, 2025, the aviation industry is facing significant uncertainty as airlines evaluate how to manage aircraft deliveries in a tit-for-tat tariff environment. While DL has been vocal about its position, other major U.S. carriers have been more reserved in their public statements, with United Airlines (UA) offering the only other significant commentary among major carriers. Delta Airlines CEO Ed Bastian has unequivocally stated that the airline will not absorb any tariff costs imposed on new Airbus aircraft deliveries. During Delta's Q1 earnings call, Bastian emphasized this position in no uncertain terms: "We will not be paying tariffs on any aircraft deliveries we take." The Atlanta-based carrier has explicitly told Airbus it would defer any deliveries subject to tariffs rather than accept the additional costs. Even while the aviation industry has not been specifically targeted for taxes, tariff confusion runs the possibility of delaying supplies of both planes and their engines, which are often bought by U.S. buyers years in advance. Delta's decision is significant given that DL is in the midst of a major fleet renewal program with heavy reliance on Airbus aircraft. The current 10% tariff, paused for at least 90 days, threatens DL's scheduled deliveries of A350, 1000 and A330-900 aircraft, and may even impact its A220 deliveries, despite final assembly of those planes being completed in the USA. Delta's CEO has indicated that the mathematics of aircraft acquisition simply don't work with an additional 20% cost burden. The times are pretty uncertain, and if you start to put a 20% incremental cost on top of an aircraft, it gets very difficult to make that math work, liveandletsfly.com cites Bastian saying during the earnings call. The airline projects it will receive 43 planes from Airbus by the end of 2025, many of which are expected to come from production facilities outside the United States. This hard-line position creates tension in DL's relationship with Airbus, as the European manufacturer has previously indicated it might prioritize deliveries to clients outside the US if tariffs were to hinder imports, according to a Reuters report. However, Bastian confirmed that Delta is working very closely with Airbus to find ways to minimize tariff impacts, suggesting both parties are seeking a resolution. Delta has placed greater reliance than ever before on Airbus-produced aircraft as part of its efforts to remain competitive and efficient. With the Boeing 737 MAX being the only Boeing Series 550 has committed to recently, any disruption to Airbus deliveries could delay the retirement of older, less efficient planes in DL's fleet. This situation is particularly problematic given the industry's recent experience with supply chain issues, which have demonstrated that extended reliance on aging aircraft can have damaging effects on an airline's financial performance. In this scenario, DL's stance represents a calculated risk that the tariffs may be short-lived or that alternative arrangements can be made with Airbus.